creating the ideal health kit for living on the land and off-grid. Essential oils. Presented by Lindsay Plantin, essential oil practitioner. If you like this video, please click like and subscribe. This is ConsciousEarthAlliance.com.
Hello, I'm Lindsay, and I am so grateful and privileged to be able to come and share something that I feel really passionate about, which is how we can use essential oils to be able to take care of our health. And one of the favourite things about these is that they are not complicated. With good quality essential oils and a good reference book, you can take care of you and your loved ones with very little external support, and that's really what the benefit is. And one of the things why it's so relevant to this topic for this weekend is that it is able to be used in a really simple way. So I love being able to give people that power, that control to look after their loved ones by using this really powerful plant medicine. So the one key thing I do want to point out before I share more about which oils we're using is that quality really matters when it comes to essential oils. There's a whole range of quality of essential oils on the market. So please don't be fooled by certain labels claiming to be 100% pure, etc. Please look a little bit deeper into their sourcing because unfortunately a lot of them will be either contaminated or adulterated or both, or just heavily diluted, which means that you're not in control of that dilution. So what we're looking for when we look at essential oils is purity and potency. So we want purity, meaning there is nothing in that bottle that wasn't in that peppermint leaf to start off with, for example. So nothing in there that shouldn't be in there, no contaminants, no fillers, no synthetics, definitely no synthetics in that bottle. And so steam distillation or cold press distillation is two of the ways that we distill these oils. So the oils that we use are dōTERRA oils, dōTERRA essential oils, because I know that their quality is second to none, so I know I can trust that I will be having the same quality over and over again. So that was the first key aspect, was purity. The second one is potency. Now, if we grow these plants in greenhouses or in places where they don't grow at their best, we're not going to have the most potent essential oils. So it's really key for these plants to grow in their indigenous places, beaten by the wind and the rain and the bugs and everything they're meant to be exposed to, so that the essential oil is highly potent, because the essential oil is the immune system of the plant. And that's one of the key reasons why it works so well for us, is that actually we're very close in how we're created and what our building blocks are to plants. And so we can use this immune system of the plant for ourselves as well. So I want to share with you a few of the key oils that we use all the time and that are, for me, core essential oils to have in your cupboards at all times, and in a bag ready to go as well. So lavender is one of them, which is a very commonly used one, but lavender is so versatile, so it's everything calming. So whether it's emotionally or physically, it's just calming down any sort of irritation. So whether it's a cut, a burn, a graze, a sting, a bite, any of those kind of things, your lavender will be really helpful for that. You can put a drop of undiluted lavender on your skin. It's a very soothing oil, so it's not going to irritate the skin. If we're doing this with either the very old or the very young or the very sick, then always dilute the oil. So we use fractionated coconut oil because it's liquid at room temperature, but you can use any other carrier oil as well. Just for convenience, we use this one. So lavender is a phenomenal oil for calming tension in your muscles as well as calming your mind as well, as I mentioned. Then we have lemon. So lemon is everything cleansing, everything detoxing. So the way we tend to use lemon is that I'll use it to clean my counters. So I know I'm not using any heavy chemicals, and I know it's antibacterial and it's cleansing, anti-fungal, and it's just cleansing all of my counters. So I use lemon for cleaning. I also use it to cleanse my insides. So I put a drop in a glass of water, and I pretty much drink that throughout the day in a glass or a stainless steel bottle, never in a plastic bottle, and we're putting a couple of drops in a litre of water and just drinking that throughout the day, and it's really cleansing, and it's not stripping the enamel from your teeth because it's alkaline, because it comes from the rind of the lemon. Then we've got peppermint. So peppermint is one of my favorite oils because it's an energizing oil. So we had lavender that calmed, peppermint energizes. And it also helps to oxygenate every cell in your body. That's why it energizes. And so what I love to do with peppermint is put a drop in my hand and then rub my hands together and then take some deep breaths. Now I definitely want to close my eyes because otherwise it can make my eyes water. If you're ever able to use a drop of dōTERRA peppermint, you will feel the difference from other oils that I've used in the past. It's incredibly potent. But this one I use more for kind of headaches, for example, muscular tension, soothing a fever. So peppermint is really powerful if there's a fever in relation to any other areas, any other issues that are going on in the body, whether it's a virus or an infection of any kind, which we will deal with something else. Peppermint can help to just bring that fever down to a more comfortable or safe level where needed. So we will put a drop with a carrier oil up and down the spine, and that will help to calm the fever. Then we've got tea tree. So tea tree is brilliant for anything disgusting. So whether it's fungal toenails, athlete's foot, any sort of fungal infection, in fact, bacterial infections, nits, dandruff, spots or irritations on the skin, tea tree is incredibly soothing and incredibly gentle. Again, this one I've used various tea trees in the past, and this one is incredibly gentle. It doesn't have that sharp alcoholic smell or feel on the skin, so it's very, very gentle on the skin. So that is an excellent one to have as a first aid oil as well. So if there's any cuts and grazes, lavender or tea tree tend to be the two that we put on a burn, for example, as well. Then we've got frankincense. Frankincense is, they call it the king of all oils. So frankincense is one of the most powerful essential oils that you'll come across because it supports cellular health. It supports your cells to work at their best. And that's really, really important, whether it's for immunity, for repairing damage, for helping with mental clarity. Frankincense is incredible. So what I tend to do is take my frankincense and put a drop under my tongue every day, and I know that's supporting healthy immunity and healthy cell function. So if there is anything that's starting to degenerate or growth develop from an unhealthy damaged DNA, then frankincense will be able to take care of that. So what frankincense can do from a cellular perspective is that it triggers apoptosis, which is cell death in a cell that's damaged. That's a really, really good thing. We want those cells to die and go. So frankincense is phenomenal to have at your beck and call, so you can put it on any skin irritations, help to heal any sort of tissue damage, and another really good first aid one. But it's more expensive than lavender, so we tend to reach for lavender or tea tree first, and then use the frankincense for the scarring. Oregano is our big gun. So oregano is the one that we reach for if there is an infection or if there's something brewing. So for example, if my throat gets scratchy or I feel my glands up or I feel my children are having something like that, then I'll reach for the oregano. For myself, I'll tend to put one drop in a little shot glass of warm water or an egg cup of warm water, and I'll gargle and swallow it. And that's a really effective way to be able to take care of anything that's brewing. You might need to do it 2 or 3 times if you haven't caught it quite at the beginning, but it will really, really support you to get rid of it. For children or for younger people, or anyone who can't quite handle the very strong flavour of oregano, you can put it with a carrier oil under the soles of the feet or on the spine, and that will have a very similar impact. We want to have consistency. When we're using any of these oils, consistency of application will be really, really helpful to be able to deal with what we have going on. If you just put it on once, it won't tend to have the impact. If you're looking at something that's acute or something that's quite aggressive, then you'll want to be consistent in reapplying. So that's oregano. Then we have some blends that we use for various occasions. So deep blue is for anything aches and pains. So I will tend to put a carrier oil on my hands and then a drop of deep blue, and then I'll rub that on my shoulders, for example, or I'll rub that on an injury that I have, or if I've been working really hard outside, then I'll be using the deep blue to help to not be achy the next day. So it's a really, really nice one to have that. It's also excellent for headaches or head tension, or any sorts of period cramps on your lower abdomen as well. Really effective for that. Then we've got our immune boosting blend. So the immune boosting blend is there to help to keep your immunity strong no matter what comes along, which to me is really key in being independent in terms of taking care of our health, is that we don't catch things that come up. And so when we're having good balanced nutrition along with extra tools that are helping to give us antioxidants, then that's a really, really good place to start. Then we've got Zengest. So Zengest is a blend of all of those plants that you would use and boil up, but in a much more potent form. So you've got things like fennel and caraway and ginger and peppermint and aniseed, all in this really potent form. So you're putting 1 drop in a glass of water and drinking it, or 1 drop on your hand and licking it, and that's enabling you to deal with any sort of digestive troubles. So whether it's that you're backed up or too fluid, then Zengest will be able to soothe that, to bring it back into homeostasis, and that's really, really powerful. Then you've got air. So air is one of the ones to just open up your airways. So it's really helpful if there's any sort of coughing going on, snoring, which is not so much of a big deal, but can be for the person next to you. So a little bit of air on the chest with a carrier oil is really, really helpful for that. But it's basically opening up your airways and helping you to breathe from an emotional perspective as well as from a physical perspective. So it's a beautiful oil. I did want to just address the emotional perspective a little bit more. So there's 2 oils that I love for emotional support, and that's Wild Orange and Balance, which is a blend of beautiful tree oils. Wild Orange is a natural mood lifter, so it tends to just help to just lift your spirits, which is really important to help us to feel strong. We need to feel happy, and that really, really helps with that. Because it's helping to stimulate the release of serotonin, and that's one of your happy substances. Then we've got Balance. Balance is a beautiful blend of some huge tree oils. So huge trees have huge roots. You don't see them flying off their handle very often. So Balance is here to help us to feel grounded, to use those huge roots, not fly off the handle, not lose our rag, and to stay grounded. So again, we use it in the same way, a drop on the hands, taking some deep breaths in, and I absolutely love to be able to just calm and soothe. So these are some of the ones that we have in our home all the time, that we are calling upon all the time. And then we have a mini one that I always have with me in my pocket, in my handbag. So I have all of these key oils just in right there when I need them, when we're out and about. And I add that to my little first aid kit. So I've got all of the little essential oil ointments. You can make your own ones of those as well. That'll be another lesson for another day. But you can make your own ointments and add essential oils so that they have all of those antibacterial, antifungal and healing properties. But this has just been such a freeing thing to be able to have these essential oils that I can find anything out, and I know that I've got something in my toolkit that I'll be able to support myself and my loved ones with. And particularly at the moment, I don't want to necessarily rely on other people that I don't know whether I can. And so I love that I have these tools right there when I need them. Each of these bottles has 250 drops of essential oil in there. You're only using 1 drop at a time, and some of them you will only use them every now and then when you need to call upon them. So these will last a really long time to be able to call upon them whenever you need them. So I hope that's helpful, and I look forward to helping you in any way that if you need any other information or have any other questions, I would love to be able to help you.